morning, it's Wednesday 14th of December 2016. This is Sylvia Shivamurthy and you're listening to the newspaper reviews on www.athavan.com. Let's now look at the paper highlights from today's newspapers. The top highlight in Daily News says, Laws needed to regulate social media, says Premier. The government is keeping a close watch on the activities of certain websites in social media, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said. Laws will be introduced if necessary if such websites fail to listen to reason, the Prime Minister said at the National Miladun-Nabi ceremony in Guruthalava on Monday. We can take steps against the print and electronic media if they propagate extremism. However, we cannot control the damage caused by social media if they spread extremism. Laws will be introduced if necessary if such websites fail to listen to reason, he said. He also said the interfaith dialogue is impressive to secure religious harmony and promotion of tolerance in Sri Lanka. The government, under the leadership of President Maithripala Sirisena, was to strengthen ethnic and interfaith harmony, which is essential for peace in Sri Lanka. Another highlight says, President calls Tajikistan entrepreneurs to explore investment opportunities here. President Maithripala Sirisena yesterday invited Tajikistan entrepreneurs and public sector to explore investment opportunities in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has increased trade ties with the world and work for economic development, he said during bilateral discussions with President of the Republic of Tajikistan, Emomali Rahmon. Rahmon is on a state visit to Sri Lanka. President Sirisena received his Tajikistan counterpart at the Presidential Secretariat where a guard of honor was held for the visiting dignitary. Another highlight says, Vijayadasa assures probe into alleged assault on journalist. A probe will be conducted into the alleged assault on a journalist by Navy Commander Vice Admiral Ravindra Wijegunaratne at the Hambantota port premises, Justice and Buddha Sasana Minister Vijayadasa Rajapaksa said yesterday. Answering questions from the journalist after a public event in Kandy, the minister said the Navy commander being at the port in civil clothing too was questionable. The minister noted that the outcome of the probe will reveal whether the journalist involved in the incident had obstructed the Navy from carrying its duty or vice versa. There's another highlight which says, Board to handle school administration in future, says Akila. The Education Minister plans to establish a board for the administration and management of schools, Education Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasan said. Under the ongoing education sector development reforms, it has been planned to establish school administration boards aiming to ensure a productive and qualitative process of administration and management of schools. And the highlight at the bottom says, Guterres sworn in as UN Secretary General. Former Portuguese Prime Minister Antonio Guterres was sworn in on Monday as the 9th United Nations Secretary General, pledging to personally help broker peace in various conflicts and reform the 71-year-old world body to become more effective. Let's now move to the paper highlights in Daily Mirror. The main highlight says, Enforce disappearances. The government hopes to enact legislation to ratify the International Convention for the Protection of All People from Enforced Disappearances. The draft bill was presented to the cabinet for approval yesterday but was postponed for a later date. Another highlight says, Armed conflict in Sri Lanka cost $200 billion, says Menon. Sri Lanka's armed conflict, which ended in May 2009, had cost the country around $200 billion, according to India's former National Security Advisor and Foreign Secretary Shivashankar Menon. The highlight in the middle says, False interpretations of Islam have created issues, says PM. President Maithripala Sirisena will have a discussion with the social media representatives and others to resolve issues pertaining to religious extremism, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said on Monday. There's another highlight which says, Flights resume to Chennai. The Bandaranaike International Airport yesterday resumed flights to Chennai after several flights were suspended due to Varda cyclone, the BIA deputy manager to Sri Lankan Airlines said. The Sri Lankan Airlines flight UL129 was scheduled to leave for Chennai at 7:20 a.m. but finally left at 11:26 a.m. And the highlight at the bottom says, 16 ministers want fraud and corruption cases expedited. A memorandum signed by 16 ministers was handed over to the cabinet yesterday, requesting that investigations into cases of fraud and corruption be expedited. And now let's move to the paper highlights in Ceylon today. The main highlight says, Shiv Shankar Menon's book reveals Sri Lanka's war cost $200 billion. Another highlight says, Navy chief to give Defense Secretary report today. The report on the assault of a journalist who was covering the protest by employees of a Magam Ruhunpura port in Hambantota by the Navy Commander, Vice Admiral Ravindra Wijegunaratne, is due to be handed over to Defense Secretary Karnasena Hettiarachchi today by the Navy Commander himself. And the highlight at the bottom says, Customs to scrutinize sugar shipments. The Customs Authority has decided to carry out a 100% inspection on all sugar containers brought into the country following the recent discovery of cocaine hidden amidst such shipments. That's all for today's newspaper highlights, and we'll get back to you with more news tomorrow. Thank you.